have to change the way I code, even if I don't want to, as a solo founder. I need to be able to ship faster. I need to be able to actually get stuff done way quicker than I am right now. I need to be able to prototype something and get it to work within a few days rather than weeks and months. This is something I've been struggling with. And in this video, I just want to show you guys my new workflow that I recently discovered. I'm really happy with this workflow. I thought I'd make a video about it and share with you all. In the nutshell, what I'm doing is parallel coding. This is all set up using Claude Code. The reason I like using Claude Code is I haven't found any other coding tools that I actually like right now other than Claude Code. I've tried Windsurf, I've tried Cursor, I tried Bot.new, Lovable. None of it just worked for me. I felt like the agent was unreliable. So I ended up picking up Claude Code. Yes, it's a little expensive, but I was like, what the heck? You know, a lot of people have been singing praises about it, so I might as well try it at least once. You know, like we pay so much for gym memberships, why not pay to like help our brains out a little bit? And to my surprise, it's the first time I really felt I can hand off a task and it will just do it. It's just a few errors here and there that I would have to fix up. So basically what happened was I came across this YouTube video by Indie Dev Dan, and he was talking about how he introduced parallelism into his workflow and how he set it up with Claude Code commands. If you don't know what Claude Code commands is, it's basically think of it as a bash shell command file, but for Claude Code. You can do this really simply by writing a command markdown file in the .claude/commands directory. Anything in this command directory, you'll be able to go into Claude Code and just do /, type in the name of the markdown file. In the video that Indie Dev Dan made, he wrote two commands. One command for creating work trees and another to execute tasks on those work trees. What I did was I combined those two commands into one so that I can spawn multiple agents and each having its own work tree working on the same task. Why the same task? Well, because I want different features for each one. For example, if I'm creating UI or I'm modifying some backend things, I want to see multiple solutions and be able to pick the best one to merge into my main branch. To enable this method to actually work, you have to write a plan. You have to plan. I did not realize how important planning is to be able to execute good agentic workflow. And I think that was my mistake. I was just prompting the agent to make changes. Sure, I had it do extended thinking and kind of reflect on its own work, but that's not enough. I need to actually come up with a plan. So what I like doing is I use the Claude Code plan mode, and I didn't know that Claude Code had a plan mode until I kept pressing Shift-Tab and there was a planning mode. And I was like, this is great. Now, whenever I start on a new task, that's where I go. I start talking with Claude Code. I'm like, okay, I want to implement this feature. Think about how you would architect this and analyze the current structure of the project meticulously. Make sure I haven't missed anything and correct me if I'm wrong, but can you do this? Just like that, and then it'll spit out a plan for me. I review the plan and I'm like, okay, this looks good. Something I like to do is I'll ask Claude Code, hey, ask me if there's anything ambiguous or you need more information about anything. Feel free to ask me. And it'll come up with questions to ask me, and those questions are really thoughtful. They make me it's funny. I tell the AI to think, but then the AI makes me think about my decisions. I'm like, this is great, because sometimes I just miss things and I'm just like, I need someone to like ask me questions. Hey, like, what do you want to do with this portion? Once I'm happy with the plan, I'll have it spit out the plan into a new markdown file. And then I give that markdown file to my parallelize command. And then I set off this whole chain, like 5 different agents working on the same task, getting 5 different features. And something that I do, and you might not want to do this depending on how safe you feel, is I like to use this argument, dangerously skip permissions on Claude Code, because honestly, I just want the agent to go off and do its own thing and just execute whatever, just as long as you don't break my computer. I should probably set up my project in a Docker container, but you know, it's YOLO mode right now. And I'm just trying this workflow, and I'll set up my environment later. I don't care. You know, I just want this to work. So that's what I've been doing. It won't ask me anything. 5 agents running all at the same time, modifying different work trees. Sometimes some of them would take like half an hour. This is like long running tasks, long running processes. Like while it's doing this, I'm planning my next task. Once Claude Code has finished its workflow, I'll open up those work trees and review one by one each. And even how I plan, I don't do a huge plan where it changes everything across the code base. I do plan where, okay, I'm working on this page for the front end. And then that's what I'm having it do. And then I'm working on this feature on the back end. And then I have it work on that. And then it's like, just think of it how you would allocate those tasks to like your coworkers. I just think this is a completely new way of thinking and new way of working as a developer. And what I'm building is actually related to this. I want to be able to have a UI that I can write tasks, click a button, and it just goes and do work. And I can just focus on creating more tasks in that way. And then once the task is finished, I can easily click a button. It'll open it in my IDE of choice, and I can review the work that way. It is not using Claude API. It is using the local Claude CLI, so I don't need to pay more than that $100 a month, and I'm able to also hopefully be able to do this while I'm away from my computer. So if I'm, for example, on the go, I can bring up my phone, load the web page, add a new task, and it will actually queue up the task or start running the task right on my local machine. I don't think this is going to take that long. It probably will take only a few days for me to implement the first version and validate whether is this useful or not. I'll show this project off probably in the next video. This video is already too long. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. It really lets me know that this is the kind of video that you guys enjoy. Right now, I'm in kind of like a limbo zone with YouTube. I have no idea what my audience wants, so I'm just doing what I want and see what sticks. All right, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.